Not what we want to hear when it comes to the drought, and of course, fire season is always a risk when it comes to some summer temperatures. And Sean Quinn's tracking things. We may actually get a little bit of moisture, right?
Yeah, we're really hoping so. You know, when we get into this part of the year, we hope for some April showers. They may come in the 7-day, but then the marine layer is kind of our savior, at least for the coastal areas of California. And if we can keep that in play, usually it keeps us out of the penalty box as far as like really major fires, at least on the coastline. But yeah, drought definitely in gear. We just had our latest little run of above average temperatures. Now we're going to watch the marine layer kick back into gear over the next couple of days. In fact, it may get thick enough, especially the farther south you go, a big area of low pressure off the Pacific Northwest, kind of driving the energy into the West Coast. But just in what we call the SoCal or Southern California bight, you typically get a marine layer sort of enhanced by a little counter current that runs back up from the south, and that is because of the turn in the coastline, and that allows that marine layer to get pretty thick. So watching the FUTURECAST, you'll notice right now, or toward the afternoon I should say, we'll see the marine layer kind of hugging the coastline more towards Southern California, and that's because, again, what we sometimes refer to as a Catalina or coastal eddy, pushing that energy back up, and that's a really thick marine layer. Whenever it goes all the way out to the mountain ranges and almost the high deserts of Southern California, you know it's really entrenched, and it gets thick enough, we might actually get some of this, which is a little bit of drizzle out there. Doesn't look to be very widespread, especially the farther north you go over the next couple of days, but there is at least a little chance. And then beyond that, hopefully early next week, by early next week, we could see some measurable rainfall widespread. That would be awesome, and maybe some Sierra snowfall as well. And there's the future fog. Looking at our FUTURECAST again, not really going to really impede your driving abilities, but sometimes that fog can sit close to the ground, so you always want to pay attention to that late night, early morning hours. As Joey mentioned in that story, really probably the best part of California as far as not in the doghouse completely is right about here to about here, or maybe southern Monterey County. And that's because of that one atmospheric river event we had back in January. Otherwise, everybody is in extreme drought, especially northern California, where they had such a bad last spring. Last year, we had a great spring. March and April, we had about 8 inches of rain total. They only received minimal amounts, so they're way behind. We're now slowly catching up to them as well. So let's hope some rain does show up. Mixed swell out there, a little building southern hemisphere, as well as we're expecting to see some more wind swell. So there are your temperatures across the board. Much cooler today as we expect to go into the 60s, maybe low 70s. All areas expecting to see that onshore flow. So inland areas will probably get a little more breezy. Partly cloudy, late night, early morning hours. The beaches and some of our coastal plains could actually see the fog lingering throughout the day into the afternoon. And that might, again, hopefully lead to a possibility of some drizzle. We're really, really hoping for that. And there is your forecast through Earth Day, AM drizzle chances. We'll back off the fog a little bit as we head toward Friday and Saturday. Then we want to almost do a drum roll. I thought my eyes were fuzzy this morning when I saw raindrops dropping out of those clouds, Joey, but that is a chance that maybe the marine layer, a Pacific storm might actually bring some much needed April showers.
All right, so you're saying there's a chance. We'll hold on for hope in the next 7 days or so. Sean, thanks so much. Michelin is resuming its restaurant ratings after a pandemic pause, and the Biden administration is considering a rule to cut nicotine in cigarettes. Jane King has those stories and more from New York. Hi, Jane.
Good morning. The Biden administration is considering requiring tobacco companies lower the nicotine level in all the cigarettes sold in the U.S. so they are no longer addictive. The Wall Street Journal reports the aim is to push millions of smokers to either quit or switch to less harmful alternatives, such as nicotine gums, lozenges, or e-cigarettes. The potential ban on menthol cigarettes is also under review. Well, the union that unsuccessfully sought to organize an Amazon union in Alabama is filing challenges over the vote. They say the company threatened and intimidated voters about losing jobs or closing the warehouse. An Amazon spokeswoman said the union is misrepresenting the facts rather than accepting the choice of the employees. Well, stocks did close higher yesterday, all three indexes up as corporate earnings roll out this week. Oat milk company Oatly has filed the paperwork to go public. Its alternative dairy products have grown in popularity among consumers seeking healthier options with less impact on the environment. The retail value of the plant-based dairy culinary industry is expected to hit $7 billion by 2025, according to Euromonitor. And the Michelin Guide is bringing back its coveted star ratings after being on pause during the pandemic. The guide typically debuts in the fall. Now it's just starting out in a few cities: Washington, D.C., Chicago, and New York. From New York, I'm Jane King with your Morning Business Report.
I embrace getting older. I'm so much more confident now, but I don't love that as I age, I could develop gum issues.
New Colgate Renewal reverses early gum damage for a beautiful, revitalized smile.
I can't wait to see what comes next.
Reverse early gum damage with new Colgate Renewal.
Reynolds Wrap makes this whole cooking and cleanup thing so easy. Speeds up this so I can get to them.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
Much cooler conditions today as we see the fog and marine layer deepening across the region. Possibly some drizzle over the next couple of days, especially the farther south you go, as we expect to see that marine layer thickening up to about 4,000 feet. So enjoy the mild weather, maybe rain in the 7-day as well. Good morning to you. Expecting another day out there where we see a quick change in our spring forecast, and that's because the marine layer is going to dig its heels in. Mild inland, but coastal areas will be a little bit cooler. Marine layer could thicken up enough over the next couple of days as you see those 60s to about 70 degrees. Inland areas, extreme inland areas, or at least inland, will get a little bit warmer than that, but we're not expecting a big warm up today at all. But over the next couple of days, some of our beach communities, especially the farther south you go, as the marine layer gets up around 4,000 feet, could possibly see a little bit of drizzle, hopefully measurable. And then in the 7-day, and I'll show you that just in a second here, we're expecting the possibility that everybody, as we go through the marine layer, sort of dance back and forth, better clearing by Saturday. But then Sunday, Monday, there's a slight chance we could see some actual measurable rainfall widespread across the entire region. So that would be outstanding news. We really desperately need some April showers.
But one coffee brand would like to pay 2 lucky people to take more coffee breaks. I feel like that's all we do on the morning show is a coffee break. We are addicted. The brand Chameleon Organic Coffee would give each person a cash prize of $3,000 and a generous stash of their Chameleon cold brew coffee. All you have to do is put your email in the entry form on their website before May 31st and then sit back, take your break. The winners will be selected by a random drawing the first week in June. All right, fun fact about Sean Quinn. Not only is he great at giving us the weather, but he's also a teacher. And I imagine coffee is flowing pretty heavily at schools as well, right?
And thanks to our wonderful director today, I'm on cup number 3 and headed for the bathroom break next.
Yes, Dieri is the ultimate coffee maker
That's
for sure
right.
around here. So cheers to everybody at home. We raise a glass to you, and good luck with your cold brew coffee. All right, we'll see you back here in a couple minutes.